What's up, guys? This is Mason Sapeski, and welcome back to our weekly NFL predictions show. So good to be back. It's been a while. It's been since February for our Super Bowl prediction, but we are back, ready to rock and roll tonight. This one's going to be a relatively quick one because I have a pretty busy day here. Most of them are going to be relatively quick because, again, my Thursdays are somewhat busy, but not really. I have two classes on Thursdays, one at 9:30 a.m. and one at 4 p.m., but there's other stuff throughout the day. You got to get all my homework done, go to the gym, do all that stuff so I can watch Thursday Night Football here, and I will be doing that tonight. The women's team, has a soccer game against Dartmouth, so I'm going to go to that. Then I'm going to watch the game, so I can't wait to watch Ravens Chiefs. So we're going to do a quick episode here. All it's going to be is me going through the probabilities for each team, what I project them to be, and this is my projections episode here. I will share with you real quickly my playoff predictions, who I think the 7 teams will be from each conference to make the playoffs, and the playoff predictions. Then once I am done with that, I will get immediately into the probabilities chart. Then I'll just run for my weekly predictions real quick. So that's all. No fantasy stuff today, and likely no fantasy stuff this season. Was decent last year towards the end, probably about 50-50, maybe a little under, but yeah, it's going to be a quick one. So anyway, my 7 playoff teams from the AFC are from 1 to 7. Number 1, Kansas City Chiefs. Number 2, Miami Dolphins. Number 3, Houston Texans. Number 4, Baltimore Ravens. Number 5, Cincinnati Bengals. Number 6, Buffalo Bills. And number 7, Jacksonville Jaguars. In the NFC, we got number 1, Dallas Cowboys. Number 2, San Francisco 49ers. Number 3, Green Bay Packers. Number 4, New Orleans Saints. Number 5, Philadelphia Eagles. Number 6, Detroit Lions. And number 7, Seattle Seahawks. My conference championship predictions, I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but I'm just going to scan over. My conference championship predictions are Chiefs over Texans and 49ers over Eagles. My Super Bowl prediction this year is for the second consecutive year, Chiefs over 49ers. I believe the Chiefs will three-peat. All of this is unlikely to happen, though, because I'm decent at it, but not like Peter Strager, that's for sure. He's picked the Super Bowl winner six times in a row. I know he picked the Bucks in 2020, the Rams in 2021, the Chiefs in 2022, the Chiefs in 2023. He releases his Super Bowl prediction on Twitter a half hour before the kickoff game. So tonight at 7:50, we might find out the Super Bowl champion. So hopefully it's a good one. So that's interesting for sure. But no, I'm not him. But I do think the Chiefs will three-peat. I really do. I think they're going to have a great year, and I think they're going to three-peat. Now, for the bottom teams, I'll just go through this real quick. The 5 teams I expect to have the worst records: the Vikings, the Giants, the Panthers, the Patriots, and believe it or not, I think the Indianapolis Colts are going to have the worst record this year. I don't think Anthony Richardson is it. I think he's being overhyped, so I think the Colts are going to have the worst record this year. That's just a bold prediction, but yeah. All right, let's get right into this here. You probably know, if you watch my Pirates episodes, how I do this. I go for each team, their current record, their projected record, their playoff probability, division probability, conference probability, and Super Bowl probability, just like how we did last year. Today, obviously, we were bypassing current record, though, because everybody's 0-0. So let's get right into it. Selling. Miami Dolphins, 12-5, 87% playoffs, 45% division, 14% conference, 7% Super Bowl. Buffalo Bills, 10-7, 61% playoff, 30% division, 6% conference, 3% Super Bowl. New York Jets, 39% playoff, 20% division. Dolphins, I project you at 12-5. Bills, I project you at 10-7. Jets, I project you at 8-9, 39% playoff probability, 20% division, 3% conference, 1% Super Bowl. Patriots, you're 4-13, 7% playoff, 5% division, 2% conference, 1% Super Bowl. In the AFC North, Ravens, I project you at 10-7, 92% playoff, 55% division, 8% conference, 5% Super Bowl. Bengals, 10-7, 80% playoff, 25% division, 7% conference, 3% Super Bowl. Steelers, 9-8, 45% playoff, 14% division, 5% conference, 2% Super Bowl. By the way, when I say like division and stuff, that means win it. Just wanted to confirm that. I'm sure you guys probably knew that, but I just wanted to confirm. Browns, you're 9-8, 45% playoff, 6% division, 5% conference, 2% Super Bowl. Texans, 11-6, 90% AFC South now. I'm sorry about that. Texans, 11-6, 90% playoff, 60% division, 10% conference, 6% Super Bowl. Jaguars, 10-7, 53% playoff, 25% division, 6% conference, 5% Super Bowl. Titans, 7-10, 32% playoff, 14% division, 2% conference, 1% Super Bowl. Colts, 3-14, 5% playoff, 6% division, 2% conference, 1% Super Bowl. In AFC West, Kansas City Chiefs, 15-2, 97% playoff, 70% division, 18% conference, 8% Super Bowl. Again, that's who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. Las Vegas Raiders, 9-8, 45% playoff, 15% division, 5% conference, 2% Super Bowl. Chargers, 9-8, 45% playoff, 11% division, 5% conference, 2% Super Bowl. Broncos, you're 6-11, 29% playoff, 4% division, 2% conference, 1% Super Bowl. Although this is definitely a team that I think could outperform my projections, them and the Colts, I think, are the two that could easily outperform it. Possibly the Jets. And a team that could be worse than what I project, I could see the Dolphins and possibly Jacksonville. Those are the only two, really. All right, NFC East time. Dallas Cowboys, 13-4 is my projected record. 96% playoff chance, 45% division chance, 13% conference chance, 4% Super Bowl chance. Eagles, 10-7 projected. 77% playoff chance, 40% division chance, 9% conference chance, 4% Super Bowl chance. Giants, 6-11 projected. 30% playoff chance, 9% division chance, 3% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. Commanders, 6-11. 30% playoff chance, 6% division chance, 3% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. NFC North time. Packers, 10-7. 58% playoff chance, 45% division chance, 11% conference chance, 5% Super Bowl chance. Lions, 10-7 projected, 54% playoff chance, my bad there. 30% division chance, 9% conference chance, 4% Super Bowl chance. Bears, 8-9 projected, 39% playoff chance, 21% division chance, 5% conference chance, 3% Super Bowl chance. It's a team that I think could outperform my projections for sure. Vikings, 6-11, 30% playoff chance, 4% division chance, 3% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. And obviously, I think the Cowboys are probably going to be worse than what I project them at, to be honest. I don't know why I did that. I'll probably regret it in the end, but we'll see. NFC South, New Orleans Saints, 9-8 projected, 54% playoff chance, 35% division chance, 9% conference chance, 3% Super Bowl chance. Falcons, 7-10 projected, 40% playoff chance, 30% division chance, 4% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. Buccaneers, 6-11, 30% playoff chance, 25% division chance, 3% conference chance, 2% Super Bowl chance. And Carolina Panthers, 5-12, 14% playoff chance, 10% division chance, 2% conference chance, and 2% Super Bowl chance. Falcons, they're a mixed team here because they're a team I think they're getting all the hype and people are easily favoring them, but I think they can underperform. It happens to one team every year, and I think it'll be the Falcons this year, to be honest. NFC West, 49ers, 12-5 projected, 89% playoff, 70% division, 12% conference, 7% Super Bowl. Seahawks, you're 9-8, 53% playoff, 20% division, 7% conference, 4% Super Bowl. Rams, 7-10, 40% playoff, that looks like an 8 to me, 8% division, 4% conference, 2% Super Bowl. A team I think I might be wrong on by a mile, but we'll see. Cardinals, 6-11, 30% playoff, 2% division, 3% conference, and 2% Super Bowl. So those are my playoff probabilities for each team. Now let's look at this week's picks. And again, I'm just going to read them off to you guys really quick, and you do what you want with them. Where are they? Here we go. Here we go. Alrighty, so let's start off with the kickoff game this week. Ravens at the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs win this game. It'll be close, but I think the Chiefs win it by a touchdown, 27-20. Packers at Eagles in Brazil. I think it's funny that they picked two teams that have green colors, and supposedly it's a bad thing to wear green in Brazil. So that in itself is kind of funny, but I don't think the result's going to be that funny. I think it's going to be a close, hard-fought game. It's going to come down to the wire, but in the end, I expect the Eagles to win. Give me Philly, 21-17. Steelers we'll skip over because we'll do the pregame, so Sunday, obviously. Cardinals at the Bills. Yeah, I think Buffalo and Josh Allen are gonna have a field day. Depends on the weather too. It showed some. Let's look that up real quick. It showed some showers possibly. I hope not, because I hope Josh Allen balls out. Yeah, Sunday now it's 65 and partly cloudy over Buffalo. So that's interesting for sure. Speaking of it is starting to get colder. I'll just say that. Last night I was walking home from a club. I was freezing. It was 65 degrees, very cold. So definitely starting to get a little cooler here. Obviously, it's post-Labor Day. Let's check the temperature for today. It's 70s right now, but it's going to get up into the 80s around 4 or 5 here. Then around 10 as it gets colder, but yeah, so we'll enjoy the last little bits of summer. That's the moral of the story. Oh, next week's supposed to be nice. Next week's supposed to be really warm, which is good. So yeah, just cooler in the night. So, but that's fine. I just noticed that. That's why I went saved. And yeah, I don't think the cold will hold back Josh Allen and the Buffalo offense. That's for sure. And I think the Bills win. Give me Buffalo 31-20. Titans and the Bears. Every single rookie quarterback I was reading. Hang on some. Oh, Alex Morgan got pregnant. I just saw that. It came up on my Apple Watch. Alex Morgan got pregnant, so congratulations to her. Anyway, though, back to the game, Titans and Bears. Shouldn't be sidetracked by the weather and Alex Morgan, I really said. So I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, every rookie quarterback, I remember seeing a stat that said they had lost their first start, every single one that was drafted number 1 overall. I think Caleb Williams will continue this trend. This is one where I could easily be wrong, but I see an upset here. I think Will Levis and Brian Callahan get off to a hot start in Tennessee. I'm going to the Titans. Give me them 21-16. Patriots and the Bengals. Joe Burrow and the crew always struggle week 1. However, they don't have a very tough opponent in the Patriots. I think the Patriots will keep it close. I think just Brissett will do good, but not great. He'll show signs of positivity, but not many. But I expect the Bengals still to win. Give me Cincinnati, 27-21. Texans and the Colts. I think this will begin the misery tour for the Indianapolis Colts. I think it's going to be a long, long, rough season in Indy, unfortunately. And I think C.J. Stroud, D'Amico Ryans and company go into Indianapolis and light it up. Give me Houston, 31-17. Jacksonville and Miami. I think Miami, you know how they get off to a fast start every year. They will do that again this year. Tua will light the scoreboard up with Waddle, Hill, Achane, all his guys, and he will, yeah, they're just going to have a great day, I feel like. Give me Miami, 21-17. He'll have over 300 yards passing. That's one of the predictions I have for this week. That's my bold prediction for the week if you have one. Tua, 300 yards passing. At least. Saints to the Panthers. I think this is going to be a boring, low-scoring game in the Big Easy, New Orleans. I think the Saints win it, but I think it's going to be very blunt. Give me New Orleans 17-6. Vikings at the Giants in New Jersey. Definitely like the Vikings here. Give me the Vikings, 24-14. Raiders at the Chargers in LA. Jim Harbaugh's head coaching debut with the Chargers. And return to the NFL. So I think the Chargers are going to win this one for Harbaugh. I think Glad McConkey, that's one player I think is going to have a big week this week. Give me the Chargers 27-17. Broncos and the Seahawks. Seattle typically wins this game on their home field. Bo Nix is going to be good in the NFL. However, I don't think he'll show much in this start week 1. This is going to be a defensive game. It's going to come down to the wire. I like Seattle to win on a walk-off field goal. Give me Seattle 16-13. Cowboys and Browns. I think the Browns, they're at home. They're probably the better team right now, so give me Cleveland 24-14. Commanders and Buccaneers. Supposedly, it's supposed to thunderstorm in Tampa for this game. Let me just check to confirm. Yeah. Scattered thunderstorm, so it's not looking good weather. Jaden Daniels is going to struggle in this weather most likely. I think the Bucs will easily win. Give me Tampa 27-17. Rams at the Lions. This is going to be a fun one. It's going to be high scoring. It's indoors, so it's definitely going to be interesting. But I like the Detroit Lions in this one, 28-24. Jets-Niners. I like the Niners to win this one at the very end. Give me the Niners, 27-24. It'll be a close one. I think the Niners and CMC will get a walk-off touchdown in the end to win it. But, yeah, those are my predictions for this week. NFL, it's definitely a wild sport, especially in week 1. You get all these crazy outcomes. I just want to say one thing. Don't be shocked by anything this week. Don't be shocked by anything this week. Everybody says it's a week-to-week league. It is a week-to-week league, and whoever does best the most weeks will be the champion. Now, I know that's pretty straightforward, what I just said. It's yeah, duh, but the dominant teams are the ones it'll be easy to recognize. Like last year, San Francisco, when they week 1 just came in here and just lit us up, it was easy to recognize that they'll be dominant. Because when you look at the NFL, okay, so there's 32 teams. 20 of those teams, I would say, are in the middle percentage. So, 20 of those teams. What's 20 divided by 32? Not very good at math, I'm sorry. It's not like a straight. I know 24. Okay, I'll actually raise that number to 24 because it's easier math for me. And let's see what 20 divided by 32 is real quick first. I'm not doing a weird number. 62.5. Yeah, I don't like that number. That's not a good number. So we're going to raise that number. So 24% of teams, that's 75% of the league, fall in this big 75% quartile. Those are the teams that it's a week-to-week league for. There are 4 teams in the upper quartile, which makes up 12.5% of the league. Those are the truly elite teams. The teams that are great teams and are true Super Bowl contenders and have a legit shot at winning the Super Bowl. I would say right now, according to my projections, those teams are Kansas City, Houston, San Francisco, and Philadelphia. They're not the 4 best teams that I have, but they're the 4 teams I have in the conference championships. So we're going to take those 4 teams. That's your 12.5%. That's your upper quartile. Your lower quartile are the teams that are just going to suck every week, and it's not a week-to-week league for them because they're just awful teams, and they cannot wait till April 2025 till the draft to select guys that are going to make their franchise special again. That, I think, right now are the Colts, the Patriots, the Panthers, and the Commanders. Now, you could possibly make the argument for taking out the Colts if they improve and putting a team like the Giants, the Vikings, or the Titans in. I'm not going to say Broncos because I think they have a legitimate chance with Sean Payton and Bo Nix. But if you're not in that 12.5% upper quartile or that 12.5% lower quartile, you're in that 75% middle quartile, which makes up a majority of the league. That's who it's a week-to-week league for. And that's the teams anything can happen with. So that's why it's insane. Like, you'll see something crazy happen this week and every week, as a matter of fact. Let me pull my iPad. I have something to go to in about 10 minutes, so I'm not going to be here much longer. So, like, for instance, the Chicago game. Like, everybody expects Chicago to win. They're favorites, all the models, everybody's saying Chicago's going to win, Chicago this, Chicago that. Tennessee could just pull a stunner out of nowhere. Let's look at a random game in Week 7. This is going to be so weird and so random. But let's just say that going in to Week 7, Lions-Vikings in Minneapolis, the Lions are 5-1, or no, 4-1 because they have a bye early, and the Vikings are 2-4. The Vikings could pull off that stunner because of how it's a week-to-week league. Now, I get every sport's like that, but the NFL offers more parity and more chaos than any other sport. I mean, Houston went from having the number 2 overall pick to winning the AFC South. Jacksonville had the number 1 overall pick. They won the AFC South. So there's so much parity, and it's such an interesting league. So that's all I have to say for this one. Just don't be surprised by anything. You got my predictions. Take it for what it's worth. So that's all I have for you guys. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Enjoy this week 1. We got our WPIAL WPIAL predictions coming tomorrow. We got college football Saturday. Enjoy. Stay safe. And as always, peace. See you guys on Tuesday for our recap.